This is Skyfish Johnny before sunlight, which implies one thing: there's a problem, there's an emergency. Welcome in to 2023. Okay, so I've just come down literally now with the rug rats, which I've placed there, watching the Grinch, and I've got a major problem here. Okay, as you can see, the water is low, just lower than the window, but there is a positive to this, even though I've not investigated fully. You can see the water. If I could just move myself out of the way for a second, as we go in there, you can see the water is very, very low. The aeration is turned up to max. The only reason for that is I quickly shot around the corner to see if I could see where the water was pouring out, and I just wanted to shut the noise off from the Nexus so I could hear, listen and have still water, which I'll just sort out in a minute and put it back through, or turn the aeration off completely while we deal with this problem, or when I get round to it, because obviously the kids aren't going to stay still for too long eating the toast. Look at them. Yeah, you know that piece ain't going to last for long. Wife's in bed, got to keep her in bed. So hopefully this isn't a problem with the bottom of the pond or the fiberglassing or anything like that, which I don't think it is, for this reason, that the high return at the back, the water level is just below it. So I'm hoping, and fingers crossed, hoping that that is where the water is leaking. It's somewhere external of the pond and not internal, because if it's internal, we've got a major issue. Oh, it's raining, lovely, lovely. Beautiful, beautiful morning. Birds tweeting, rain falling, cold, and pond half full. Well, half full, yeah, it's half full, not half empty. That's how you got to think. Right, excuse the bedhead, because I've literally just got up now. Because I did the filter drop last night at 5 o'clock, it went dark. We closed the curtains quite late on, my wife closed them. We didn't notice it, if it had dropped at that point. So we don't know the exact time frame of when it started lowering the pond, which would have been massively helpful. But in this case, we just don't know. So I'm hoping that it is just that ball valve, not a split in a pipe, not a... with obviously the freezing and the expanding and contracting, I'm hoping the pipe work isn't damaged. But then again, I don't think if it was a small leak on a pipe, I don't think it would have dropped over the course of, what is it, 12, 13, 14 hours, something like that. I don't think it would have dropped quite as rapidly, because that is a serious amount of water. That it's like maybe just over half the pond volume, which is like 6,000 litres. So I don't think 6,000 litres would go out of a pipe leak that quickly. So it'd have to be a significant exit, which forces me to think that it is going to be, or hopefully be, just the ball valve at the bottom. I've checked it, I've been round this morning. In fact, let's go around now and I'll just show you. I'll have a quick walk round and see what I can see. I can actually walk now. I hobble, but I walk all right, especially when it's in a panic. So we'll move around here. I'm going to move my head out of the way so you can see what I can see. Obviously with it raining, it's hard to see where the leak is. But there's where I'm hoping the leak is. I'm hoping that there's something wrong with this that's making it thingy, but you can see there, I've got it up, but is it actually working inside? I don't know. Brilliant idea. The rain's speeding up, which is fantastic. So I'm going to fill the outside chamber up with the hose pipe. I'm going to disconnect the black exit pipe from the Nexus, and then I'm going to see if the water comes out of there. In fact, no, I've just had a brainwave. What I'll do when it gets a little bit lighter, forget the hose pipe, I don't need it. I'm going to take off the exit, which is here. I'm going to take off this pipe, and then I'm going to stick my fingers in. If it's not blocked, when I turn it to block side, you know what I mean? If it's not stopping the water, then there's my problem, I've found it. If my fingers don't go in, I've obviously got a leak somewhere else, which is potentially even more concerning. Or it is a lot more concerning, because hopefully that would just be a quick fix. I don't know how, but maybe screw it off and screw another one back in. I don't know. I'll pop down and see Dave. Either way, we'll find out. So you can appreciate this isn't the start to the weekend I wanted with the kids. First weekend in 2023. I'm out in the rain, in my vest, with half my pond full, trying to figure out what problems, or how the problems I've got, or how I'm going to resolve them. I'm hoping that it is just that, a simple case of the ball valve not doing its job properly, spin it off, spin a new one on, job done. That's what I'm hoping. But thanks to the fact I've got ball valves around the pond, I can isolate the pond and start refilling the pond anyway. And at worst case scenario, I can use the Tempest as a filter. Obviously that isn't sustainable for the long-term future, but it isn't knee-jerking, run-out, panic mode just yet. So fingers crossed it is that. Let's take it one step at a time. If it's that, belting. If it's not, we're obviously going to get the glue out or figure out what we can do about it. But like I say, in the meantime, we'll be filling the pond back up because I've got the ball valves in place. Get your ball valves sorted. Okay, fingers crossed. Got to go and look after these cherubs. They seem to be doing all right. Let's have a look at them. Yeah, they're doing belting. Actually stayed good there for me. Right, so I'll get back in there with the kids. When the sun's up and the wife's up, Johnny's on the pond. Okay, quick change of direction. Just for what I'll do is I'll isolate the pond right now and start filling the pond up because there's no time like the present. The pipe's upstairs, it's not frozen or anything. I can just literally get the pond isolated, which is via this. You can come with me. We'll move this out of the way. So we're going to spin this big ball valve. Bang, that's isolated. Next closest one to the pond would be this, the return. Okay, the water is now trapped in the pond. So here and the pond. There is no other way. This is all stationary now. With that isolated now, we can start filling the pond up. I'll go and grab the stuff. You don't need to see me plugging my hose pipe in. Definitely not, actually. So that's isolated. I'll pull my hose pipe in. Let's get filling her up. Okay guys, sorry if you can hear the Grinch in the background. Sons are obsessed with it over Christmas, so it looks like it'll be staying all year. Also, I'm sorry if I look like a drowned rat. It is raining outside. Right, so as you can see on the floor there is my emergency hose pipe. Wasn't needed because the right hose pipe was, the reeled one had defrosted, so I was able to use that. We can see the water now being added. It is, what time is it? Obviously someone finds it funny. It's 8:15, so let's see how things go. Hopefully the pond will start filling back up and we've just got an external pond problem. Let me flip my mug out of the way because it looks very morning-y. We'll say morning-y mug. There we go, emergency hose pipe there that I keep inside so it doesn't get frosted up or anything, along with the filter that was in the bedroom next to my wife, which I'm sure she'll be delighted to hear me rummage around getting that this morning when she gets up. Again, he finds it funny. Hose pipe coming out, water level is just below the window. I still haven't turned the aeration down, which I'll go and do probably in a minute or when I get a second. But fingers crossed guys, fingers crossed that this will be filling up and then we can focus on the problem. Okay guys, so I'm going to cut this video short there. I'm going to upload it today. I'm going to get the video out for you guys. In the meantime, you will know that my pond, as you watch this video, will be filling up, hopefully. Okay, and I will try and get you episode 2 out, or the second, not episode 2, what would you call it? The second, try and get the second part recorded intermittently throughout the day because we've got a lot of plans going on. The resolution episode, that's what it'll be, the resolution episode. I'll try and get that out either tomorrow or midweek. Hopefully, fingers crossed, like I say, that will be the shortest episode ever. Yes, we checked it, that went wrong. That was what was wrong. Here's how it was resolved. Banging. That's what we want to be bringing you. But for this episode, I'm just going to upload it now while the wife's in bed. The kids are quite quiet. I'm going to get this done so you guys can see what is happening to me pretty much live, unfortunately. But in pond keeping, these are the problems you encounter. I'm sure that the wife, when she gets up, is not going to be happy. She is not going to be happy. So wish me luck, guys. Please like, please subscribe, and please have a wonderful weekend. Koi Fish Johnny, friendly, fishy fun. He's funnier every time I say this now.